Just when you thought you could predict soccer, Adreano.
Yeah.
It does the unpredictable. Between the Champions League and the Serie A, games were decided that nobody saw coming.
Yeah.
Here on the Calcio, guys, we're pretty predictable. Every Tuesday, too.
Yeah.
With Adriano Donardo and Nicholas Di Giovanni. Gianni's not here today, unfortunately.
No, he's not.
But, so... What we've been doing on our social media, Adriano, as you see, on at least on Instagram at the Calcio guys, trying to predict
winners,
the Serie A match day, each winner in the Serie A match day.
Yeah.
So let me go through some of the voting this week.
Yeah, match day 27.
Match day 27, okay? Juventus, Udinese, 94% Juventus. Juventus wins 4-1. Pretty easy.
Yeah.
Genoa, Parma, 60% Genoa. Parma wins 1-0.
1-0.
AC Milan, Chievo, 87% Milan. Okay, 2-1 Milan.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
This is where it gets fun. 56% Cagliari over Bologna. What does Bologna do? Wins 2-0.
2-0.
Torino had 94% over Frosinone. They had to get 2 goals.
That was expected, though.
In the second half to beat Frosinone. Atalanta, 75% over Sampdoria. They squeaked an away win.
Yeah.
And then Napoli. Listen to this, Adriano. Napoli, 94% of our voters on our Instagram voted Napoli to beat Sassuolo. They tied 1-1.
Yeah.
17 people voted for Napoli, 1 for Sassuolo.
Wow.
It's kind of tough to do these when you can't really predict draws anyways.
Yeah,
it's Instagram, right? So
yeah.
It's just simple 2-way. And then lastly, Lazio... Well, okay, Lazio, Fiorentina, 53%, 47% Fiorentina. That finished 1-1.
Yeah.
Again, Roma, 94% over Empoli.
Squeaked in a win over there.
Squeaked in an away win. But I think the biggest one definitely has to be Napoli. Sassuolo tied 1-1.
Yeah, I would probably agree on that. I mean, that too, that it got decided late. Thankfully for Insigne, for Napoli fans and just Napoli in general, he got the tying goal there in the, I think, 86th minute. But no, I mean, this Sassuolo team, we've said it in weeks past, they're a tricky team to face. You know what I mean? I don't know if they'll make Europe there because it's so tight in the Serie A, but they're a team that fights hard, and Berardi was on his game this week. So when he's on his game, I think he really brings a lot for that Sassuolo team. He got the opening goal for them, and they almost pulled away with a 1-0 win. But thankfully for Insigne, he got them Napoli still a point.
And then in Champions League.
Oh my God.
Champions League, okay. So we did our predictions. We just did it between the three of us of who would advance. Yeah. All three of us said Roma.
Oh, yeah,
all three of us said Dortmund. All three of us said Real Madrid. and only Gianni said PSG. Yeah. And we were pretty much all wrong on that.
Yeah.
We're pretty much all wrong on those.
I mean, that's what Champions League brings. It's always excitement when you speak about Champions League, and it proved it again this year.
So you look at the matchups last week in the Champions League, moving away from the Serie A a bit.
Yeah.
Look at the matchups. 3 games last week in the quarterfinals had the team who was leading after leg 1 get eliminated. Roma, obviously, 2-1 over Porto. They lose 3-1.
Yeah.
By the way, we're going to have Giovanni from Roma Club New York.
Special guest. We can't
calling
wait for
in
that.
Later.
Yep.
Just a heavy week of news for Roma.
Yeah, all over the map with Roma this week. I mean, not even, but the past couple of days. Champions League exit, Di Francesco out, Monchi out. They re-bring in, I guess you can say, Claudio Ranieri. And yeah, I mean, they got a result on the weekend, but much change. Did I see a different Roma than I had with Di Francesco? I don't know, because it was still lacking, and we expect so much more from Roma. But I think Ranieri can do some good work over there. It's just going to take some time. I don't know if I really understood why the change happened now, rather than maybe the end of the season. I guess if they're really trying to push, obviously, for Europe, since now they're out of the Champions League, they could focus still on that, but in the league. But I don't know. With Roma, it's been tricky this whole season, and let's see what happens in the future.
I think the biggest surprise last week in the Champions League had to be Man U losing 2-0 at home and then going to Paris. And winning 3-1 thanks to a late penalty.
Yeah.
But I mean, that gives hope to Juventus today. We'll be teeing that game up.
Yeah.
Today at 4 o'clock, Juventus hosts Atletico down 2-0.
Yeah.
They're not out.
No.
I've always said it. No team's out until the final whistle. You know, it's not over till it's over. It's not over until the fat lady sings.
Yep.
And so
We'll see what happens.
I don't do this often, Adreano, but fino alla fine, Forza Juventus.
We'll see what happens.
And Dortmund, I mean, they just got beat by a better Tottenham team.
That was a bit shocking. I don't know, for me at least. I don't know. I've seen, not that I watch much Bundesliga or Premier League there, but obviously both teams are good. But I don't know. I thought Dortmund would do a lot better than they did. I don't know. They're kind of, I think, dominating the Bundesliga. Don't quote me. They might be in first or in the top 2 or 3. But I don't know. Their play was a bit shocking for me. Tottenham, took full advantage, even with injuries on their side or players missing. So you know what? Kudos to them.
And then Real Madrid. Is it the end of an era? Losing 4-1 at home to Ajax. And this is after they lost 3-1 at home to Juventus last year in the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
You kind of started to see their decline last year. Obviously, losing Ronaldo is a big blow.
Yeah.
They try to go for a different coach this year over the summer, and then just things aren't working out in Madrid. I know we've talked about this in the past on our show, and it's just, I think it's the end of an era, and it's going to be the start of a new era for Real Madrid.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see with Real over there. I mean, end of an era, I don't know. They'll always be one of the top teams to ever live, I guess, in the Calcio world. But now with Zidane back with the club, I think he'll do a lot of damage. He did damage before, and I think he knows his club very well. The 2 experiments with Lopetegui and Solari, I think it was, didn't work out. They're going back to their bread and butter with Zidane, and we'll see what happens over there.
Just before we have to cut to break,
Yep.
Back to Porto Roma.
Maxi Pereira, he's going to hit one from here. Fernando suggesting he was pulled back, and they've told him to look, which means he can't have been offside. What is the decision? He's given the penalty. Junet Jakir gives Porto the penalty. Florenzi gets the yellow card.
So last year, Roma wanted VAR in the Champions League after their controversies versus Liverpool.
Yeah.
And this year, it's the VAR that pretty much knocks them out.
Yeah.
I think it was Belotti made some comments, Manolas made some comments how it wasn't a good call, at least on Florenzi. They didn't really like the non-call on Schick either.
Yeah.
At first, I didn't either, but I looked back on it, and it looks like almost Schick fell over himself. I mean, what did you see?
Well, I mean, we were watching that game together last week, and it's tough going back to the VAR and how it kind of screwed them last year. That is when they really should have been. It was really needed, and they got screwed. But this year, I don't know, that Florenzi one. It was tough. I don't know. It's really up for debate. Did he pull down the Porto player? Yes, he made the intent of pulling him down. Was it enough of a pull to pull him down? I mean, I don't know. Florenzi's strong, but I don't know how strong he is. But was he going to get to the ball? That's another thing. It's uncertain. You don't know. Many people are going to say, "Nah, he was never going to get to that ball." But I don't know. You never know. So for that one, as tough as it was, I mean, it kind of probably was the right call, I guess, the way you want to look at it. But the other one with the Sheik, I told you from when we saw it, when we were watching it together, I personally didn't think it was a card. They tangled feet, and he happened to fall. I wished that it would have been called for Roma's sake, just because I would like to see Roma advance there. But unfortunately, I think that was probably the right call.
So Giovanni from Roma Club New York is going to be joining us in 15 minutes.
Yep.
We're just going to take a quick break. On the other side of the break, Serie A, and maybe we'll tee up Juventus Atletico. You're listening to the Calcio guys on CJO 1690. 13 out of 25 goals this week in the Serie A scored by Italian players. Not something we see too often. And 2 out of 2 hosts on the Calcio guys are Italian. With Adreano Donardo, I'm Nicholas Di Giovanni. I mean, international breaks coming up.
Yep.
So we're going to be talking a lot, probably next week, about the call-ups the goal scoring problem that we've talked about over and over and over again. It's almost tiring to talk about it because, Italy, there's no problem in defense. There's no problem for goaltending. It's their goal scoring.
Yeah.
You see 13 guys scoring, it's a positive sign.
It is a positive sign. As you said, we've sounded like broken records over here with this attack problem that Italy's had in the past and even now. It's refreshing to see. Over the weekend, as you said, 13 out of 25 goals scored were by Italian players. I like to see, obviously, the younger guys getting in there and scoring goals. We saw that over the weekend with Kean. Getting a brace over there against Udinese, which is great. He has a lot of talent, and it's honestly great. Some of the other guys, obviously, Immobile, Quagliarella, some guys that are Quagliarella. That's obviously 36 years old. We've been speaking about him pretty much all season with his form and his productivity. But is he a realistic option for the national team? Going forward, that's up for debate, I think, for a short-term option, obviously. For the longer haul, obviously, I don't think so. But, Immobile, too, he's another one. He scores in the Serie A. When he puts the Italy jersey on, he disappears. So I would like to see him getting rolling, I guess, with the national team. For Immobile, I like him as a player, so I would like to see him, produce with Italy. Belotti too, another one. He scored another brace on the weekend too.
Can't forget about Moise Kean.
I said Moise Kean
at
the beginning. You're listening or what? When I talk. No, but
sound like my mother now.
But for them, I would like to see them getting into the squad again, and Kean again as well for Italy and producing. That's all we can hope for. We have the talent, I think. It just needs to come. It comes down to execution, and we've been lacking in that department.
You know what? I really liked what Moise Kean did on Friday against Udinese, and he gives some of these other strikers like a breath of fresh air, because some of these other strikers, they're really good, they're really clinical, but they need service. And I find right now the national team, there's not enough creativity. A bit, there's Insigne, Politano stepping up, but they really need a striker who could create his own chances. And Moise Kean did exactly that on Friday. Well, the first goal, it was a nice pass from Alessandro, but perfect positioning by Kean, deadly finish. Yeah. And then that second goal, where he pretty much picks it up in midfield and just does it all on his own. And then that sweet, pretty much toe poke finish that he had. Yeah. So he's different than some of the other typical number nines. And if Mancini wants to go for a 4-4-2, you put Immobile with Kean, Belotti with Kean, even Quagliarella with Kean, Balotelli with Kean.
I'd like to see that.
You have a big, strong striker and a more of a speedy striker in Moise Kean.
Yeah.
Immobile scored, like you said, again against Fiorentina. That was pretty much all that Lazio did against Fiorentina.
Yeah.
Did you have a chance to watch that game?
Yeah, I did, actually. He scored early, Immobile. He scored early in the 23rd minute. Fiorentina ended up coming back with a Luis Muriel goal in the second half, and that's just how it finished, 1-1. But yeah, I don't know. Lazio, them too, it's another team that's kind of up and down. They showcase offense in the derby, beating Roma 3-0, and now again against another good team in Fiorentina, they draw 1-1. So it's a good result, but they're in that middle of the pack race, as we've mentioned multiple times on this show, and it's heating up. So all these points going forward are extremely crucial, especially for from pretty much 3 to 6, I would say. Even 3 to 7, maybe even. It's pretty tight. So all these points are crucial, and if these teams want to get into Europe, they're going to have to really fight hard.
Ilicic leaves this, had to ball again, but it's in. This time turned into the back of the net by Gosens at the far post. It's a decent delivery. Oh, what a save by Gollini. That is worth 3 points for Atalanta.
Atalanta really starting to separate themselves from the middle of the pack, really trying to push for Europe. Really solid road win in Sampdoria. Gasperini actually got kicked out because of he was arguing a penalty call
Oh, yeah.
Against Atalanta. I mean, pretty clear penalty. Gomez goes over the man and pretty much takes him down. And then obviously Quagliarella scored there, but then Robin Gosens scores his second goal in as many matches, and then wins that. I love that name, Gosens.
Yeah.
Just add another goal and Gosens go.
Yeah, here in Canada. But no, it was a good game. I mean, we said it last week. It was going to be a good one. Samp Atalanta, and it proved that to be that on the weekend. Zapata, another name that got on the score sheet again. He's been killing it. I think he has, I believe, 17 goals. I believe now on the season, creeping up there in the top of the league concerning scoring goals. He's dangerous. Atalanta's dangerous. As you said, they're climbing. I mean, they're always in that middle of the pack. They're now at 44 points. Currently in I think 7th place. So, but tied with Torino at 44, and just behind them is Lazio with 42. So, I said it before, I said it again. I'll say it again. It's very tight there in the middle of the pack, and it's going to be a dogfight, I think, till the end of the season.
So I'm going to play you a clip that Gasperini said post-game. It's in Italian, so I will translate it after for our
English viewers.
Yeah, our non-Italian viewers.
Yeah. No, oggi siamo stati molto bravi. Credo abbiamo fatto un'ottima gara. Abbiamo sicuramente meritato di vincerla. Abbiamo giocato bene dall'inizio.
Basically just said today we played really well.
Yeah.
It was a really good game on our part, and we
deserved to win.
We earned the win. And I think that's a fair assessment by Gasperini.
Yeah, he knows what to say. He's we've said it before. We've praised him before. He's a good manager. He's a top guy. And he got kicked out, but he'll bring this Atalanta team far.
Okay, 5 minutes before we get Giovanni on from Roma Club New York.
Yep.
MVP of the week.
MVP of the week. You want to start us off with that?
Moise Kean.
Moise Kean.
Two words. Moise Kean.
Okay.
I pretty much said it before. I mean, he scored the winning goal. That second goal against Udinese. He created the penalty with his speed once again. I mean, again, another breath of fresh air, at least for Juventus, because they don't have that many players that they've developed. Marquinhos like that. A bit Chiellini, who, by the way, is going to be playing his 500th game tonight. But guys who are from the Piedmont region, they really don't have that many of them, and he's obviously from there.
Yeah, he's from there.
Yeah.
He came obviously through the youth system, I believe, right?
Not at a young age. I think like 15, 16, he joined the Juventus ranks.
But yeah, I mean, he's still young. How old is he now? 19, I believe. He just turned 19, I think, last week, I believe it was.
Yeah, he's a 2000.
He's a 2000,
yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy to say. But, no, I mean, yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, he deserves all the credit in the world this week. For me, I'm going to go for the game yesterday, Roma-Empoli. I've loved Stefan El-Shaarawy. He got the goal in the 9th minute early in that game. And I would say, I don't know if this is a bold statement to say, but I would probably say that El-Shaarawy has been one of, if not the most consistent player for Roma this season, which says a lot because he doesn't always start. And when he gets his opportunities, I think he takes them, by the horns, and he really goes forward. He got another goal. I think it's his 9th of the year in his 100th appearance for Roma. So for me, this week, Stefan El-Shaarawy gets my MVP.
Curls it into the near post, just flicked away. El-Shaarawy, oh, stunning strike, Stefan El-Shaarawy.
So yellow card, red card. We got one card each. Yeah, his little
celebration there.
Celebration, kind of like the Dybala mask, but
yeah, covering his face there.
Not really, no. But he definitely is one of the most consistent players. He's not the most flashiest, but he's just solid, and he's a guy. At least Ranieri's going to rely on now.
Yeah, and I hope also for the national team too. He also got to wear the captain's armband after Florenzi got sent out there. But no, for El-Shaarawy, it's been a lot of great performances.
Yellow card, red card. You start.
Oh my God, you're putting me on the spot here. To be honest with you, I don't know. I would probably say Napoli's play, that they had to really rely at the end for an equalizing goal. We all thought, as you said, on our Instagram and at the Calcio guys, so follow us there. Many of our followers predicted a big Napoli win. We predicted, I'm pretty sure, Napoli wins across the board last week, and they just disappointed. They kind of fell flat. Against Sassuolo, they ended up finishing 1-1. As I said, thankfully for Insigne that scored the goal late in the game. If not, I mean, it would have just been another, I guess, dent to their season. But for me this week, Napoli's play and I don't know, lack of that offense that we were so used to seeing, I'm gonna have to give my yellow card to Napoli this week.
This is definitely going to be another yellow.
Jenny wouldn't be too happy with that.
No, but it's the facts.
So I'm going to give a huge red card, a double red, big suspension to just AS Roma, the whole mess that they were in last week. I mean,
that's
more to Monkey.
That's harsh words before we have Giovanni on.
Well, I think he's going to agree with me because it is a mess. You know, Monchi fires his coach and then quits the day after when he says that he's going to at least play out the season. He sells all the best players, puts it on the coach. What did you expect Di Francesco to do when you sell Salah, you sell Rudiger,
Ali's son, 9-goal line.
Ali's son, 9-goal line is probably the one move that he did good because they got Zaniolo out of it and Davide Santon.
Yeah, but
a depth guy.
Yeah.
But I think the biggest one is definitely Ali's son because what's Robin Olsen going to do?
Yeah,
if he came to play in the MLS, he wouldn't be able to make a save.
Yeah, I mean, Olsen, I don't know. We've said it before. I hope Giovanni agrees with us there, but Olsen's kind of been a bit of a shaky in the back there.
And to think this guy eliminated Italy from the World Cup qualifiers.
Salt in the wounds, my friend. Salt in the wounds.
So huge red to Monchi and AS Roma.
And it's a red card.
So coming up on the other side of break, Giovanni.
From Roma Club New York.
Roma Club New York. We're going American on this one.
Yes, sir.
And we're gonna have a lot to talk about. It's gonna be interesting what he says.
Yeah.
That's coming up next on the Calcio Guys on CJO 1690.